Hey guys, back another video, and sadly first real video of this month. Ignore this. I'm in the middle of a personal thing, so just ignore this for the video. I will be doing a majority of this, the whole thing. Anyway, just keep it like this actually. Welcome to a last minute put together cringe of the month. And the thing that's going to be different on this is the thing I usually talk about with Cringe of the Months are cartoons, TV shows, or movies. Today is going to be a very unique take on it, mainly because the show I am going to talk about is not a cartoon or anything like that. It is a wrestling show, and nothing WWE related. This Cringe of the Month is going to be based on MTV's attempt at a wrestling show in the mid to late 2000s, I believe. I believe it was the mid 2000s. Wrestling Society X, WSX. Now, being that this was a MTV show, they did have a lot of musical guest commentaries. Bands I would never know. They were not good on commentary because they are not commentators, they are musicians. Okay, I can start with this now. But before I get into it, I want to say some positives about WSX. The roster was actually very good. In fact, before WWE, for a major television network at least, this might have helped WWE discover Evan Bourne, Matt Sydal. It's the company that he aside from Ring of Honor, WSX is kind of the company that put Matt Sydal on television. Another great competitor they had, Jack Evans. Of course, they had Jack Evans before he was the Jack Evans we know. Another good competitor they had, Matt Cross. To some they might not know. To some they might know him as just Matt Cross. To those who don't, otherwise known, Matt Cross is also known as Son of Havoc. One of the best guys in Lucha Underground to never have a singles championship run, in my opinion. He is a former 3-time Lucha Underground Trios champions or 4-time, let me think. He held it twice with Ivelisse and Angelico, and he held it another time on Technical Freebirds. Name of Freebirds were he was gifted the title after Lucha Underground returned for its at the time of the newest season, where he was put together with a tag team with a trio of Killshot, The Mac, and Son of Havoc. Not as successful as the one with Ivelisse and Angelico. He also was in a tag team with Matt Cross in this company. Teddy Hart, one of the most. My thing with Teddy Hart is he is such a great competitor, but he's his own worst enemy. If you know the history of Teddy Hart, you know what I mean by that. Other names that they had in this company, some big names: Vampiro, X-Pac, New Jack, Judas Macias. Those are some big names. Even for their future stars, mainly the one I can think of right now in the Human Tornado. They even somehow got Jimmy Jacobs and Tyler Black for the contract. They even got some guys from New Japan. They even got Colt Boom Boom Kamada to portray a traditional masked wrestling character called Matt Classic. They had so many great names. And again, their roster was arguably very great for it just being an MTV show. Now come the problems of it being an MTV show. And it did not have a wrestling company time frame. So, unless you would go to the website and watch the extras online, you would get a 30-minute wrestling show. Now, normally, the WWE one, the only 30 minutes I can really think of at this time is Saturday Morning Slam. And it was not like that was supposed to be Also, another problem for this show, it did not last long. For those who don't know about WSX, this show lasted technically 9 episodes. There is a 10th episode, but it never made it to air. So there's a good sign. It had another good thing, but followed by a negative. It had a very good tag team division. But the sin on that, no tag team titles, as far as I could tell. They had a World's Championship, which only had 2 champions, I believe. Vampiro, who was the inaugural champion, and Judas Macias. I know he went by a different name in WSX, but I always have known him as either Judas Macias or Mil Muertes, the Man of 1,000 Deaths. He plays this basically the same character everywhere he goes. Death as a person. The wrestling actually was very good. They got a lot of guys, even the commentary, aside from the music guys, the people who are majority on WSX's commentary team definitely sounded like they knew what they were talking about. The title design of the belt was actually very original. It looked very cool for the championship, for it being what it was. Some both negatives and positives of the show were their use of explosives, because that was the whole gimmick. They were in like a bunker. It was like it was basically like Fight Club, but not. There was a lot of use of special effect explosives and just shaking the camera. Now this both works and it gets annoying. It works because it fits of what WSX is. Also, off topic, I just want to say, because I haven't yet, and I feel like a complete a-hole for not saying it, thank you so much for 200 subscribers, and I know I've said many times, if I got to 200, I would try to dye my hair again. What I have recently come to finding out, mainly after Halloween this past year, my hair cannot be dyed. It is mainly dark colors, at least with green and blue. My hair, for some reason, eats dye like chips, for God's sake. It will not change color, so I can't dye my hair. So that's both a good and a negative thing. Negative because I would love to do that for a while, but negative, but also positive because I don't want to be a guy who dyes it look like as a weirdie for dyeing their hair. Not that people who dye their hair are weird. God Almighty, I do not want to say that. If you dye your hair, dye your hair. I don't care. I think it's cool that people dye their hair. I think it always looks so cool. But some people might think it looks weird. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to insult anyone. I never want to insult anyone unless they deserve it. 200 subscribers. My God. I remember when I started this channel, I never thought I would get 100, for God's sake, more than less 200. Also, just to plug myself, if you haven't already, please follow my TikTok account, Jetinator Gator. Also, to the 200 people that are subscribed to me, please, for the love of God, watch and subscribe to Babbling Brooke. She has no idea who I am. I am a faceless subscriber to her channel, but her channel got hacked a few months ago, and anyone who has had that happen to them, I was so sorry. And she deserves all her subscribers back. She was almost at 100,000 by the end of this year. Then that happened. I am not going to make a damn difference, especially with there almost being, at the time I'm recording this, it is 10:59. So, with only almost 1 hour left, also Happy New Year to all of you, and hopefully we have a great 2023, since 2022, also, so now the final hour has begun. Because God knows 2022 has been an up and down year. And for our childhoods, God Almighty, has this year been a complete another just punch in the gut. We've had so many people, celebrities pass away. We've had quite a number of people, voice actors we grew up on die. And even for people who aren't passing away, just say, even Pokemon, we're getting new main characters. Ash Ketchum is retiring, so 2022 has definitely been the year of goodbye. Anyway, back to WSX. I actually have binged almost every episode of this show because it's a quick thing to listen to as I do my work. Again, there's not really much to say. It's hard to describe WSX unless you have watched it, because it's the perfect balance of... It's almost... I'm going to say this. It's almost like Lucha Underground, but with a lot more gimmick. And that's saying a lot, because Lucha Underground itself kind of was a gimmick with the underground fight... The true, fight club of pro wrestling, an underground fight club kind of place. WSX kind of... I'll say it like this. WSX walked so Lucha Underground could run. And someone might say, oh, why are you comparing these two? These two have nothing in common. They are both great alternatives. Yes, they're both canceled, but they both had great alternative to wrestling. And also, Look at the roster. The roster's also has tons of people who have both wrestled for WWE or wrestled for big money promotions. Another big name, well, decent name now, in pro wrestling that kind of got a big name start in WSX is Joey Ryan. He is an Impact star. He's been in Lucha Underground. Never has held a championship outside of some indie scenes. Same with Lucha Underground. Look at the amount of guys that have wrestled for there that have gone on to be in some of the biggest companies. Some that come to mind immediately: Phoenix, Pentagon, Ricochet, Puma. Those are the top three in the company. All now wrestle for AEW and WWE. See who else is Jack Evans, AEW, no, Angelico, AEW. Sexy Star, I believe she's either blacklisted in Mexico. There are some talent. I do want some new. I would love for Lucha Underground to come back. I know it would be a whole new thing, but Lucha Underground was such a good show. This is not about Lucha Underground. I apologize. I mean, I don't know what else there's to talk about. I don't know what. Aside from the fact that the 10th episode, it's technically a 9-episode series. It was a good alternative. I don't know what else to say, and this is why I hate doing these kind of cringe of the month, since I know what to talk about, but also I don't know how to talk about it. So I'll just leave it with this. WSX, if you want to check it out, I will definitely recommend it. It is a great old school crazy alternative. And if you want to see some great young gun talent that's both have completely evolved since this time and have shown that they had what it takes but didn't really make it, go ahead and try. That's actually a great definition. Had potential but never ran with it. So later, guys, and I promise January's 2023 Cringe of the Month will not be this late. Actually, before I go, I want to make an announcement. 2 announcements, as a fact. January, there will only be one type of video through the whole month. Reaction videos for my friend Peter Walt, who I've been trying to stream his Loud House text movie. Those streams themselves have burned me out by the end. So, and I don't constantly want to worry about the music or just stuff like that. I don't know. So I'm going to change them into multiple videos of the 31 days of January. That'll be aside from the Cringe of the Month, January will be only Loud House text movie reactions. While January 31st will be the last video I post with this channel. Because starting immediately, midnight on January 31st, where it immediately becomes February 1st, this channel will not be used except, of course, for Cringe of the Month. Cringe of the Month will be the only video I will post on this channel in February. Because February will be Fun Fact February. So, the only channel that you will be getting any daily content from me is on my second channel, Fun Facts with Jed, which I have completely just let die, basically. I can't remember the last time I posted on that channel. So, I'm giving Fun Facts with Jed February's whole month for just fun facts. And some of them, and if you aren't aware of Fun Facts with Jed, it is a second channel of mine where I just will make quick videos just of fun facts that I have experienced in life or that I just happen to know. Because I say, it's like this video right now, when I get off track or I say, oh, here's a fun fact, or if I just have like some fun knowledge or just some annoying knowledge, that's what that channel was supposed to be for. Sadly, I have ignored it for a long freaking time. I think almost 3 years or something like that. So February will be nothing from this channel, but please subscribe to Fun Facts with Jed. I want to at least get that channel a little more life into it. And again, the videos will be very short because it'll be one fact just anytime I come up across it. So you might get multiple notifications in a day, maybe not. Maybe I might just do a classic Markiplier strategy and just pre-record a bunch of videos. That way I don't have to burn myself out with turning the camera on. I just have a bunch of videos ready to post and like that. So hopefully you guys will enjoy Fun Fact February and enjoy Loud House Reaction January. I had no idea how to make that a pun. later, and Happy New Year's, guys, in 54 minutes. Hopefully we have a great 2023.